go. There we go.
And look like that big one right here, the big square one's off a little level. Like his corner needs to go up.
Good morning, Matt. Okay, we'll go play in the office. Don, Roger. I know.
My boys.
I know, that wall looks amazing. And I still think,
Yeah, I'm hoping 44 here and 5/8 at the bottom.
Are you live?
uh-huh.
You think? Well, I wouldn't be discussing banner hanging while we're live.
Just waiting on everybody to wake up.
Oh, everybody ain't woke up yet?
Waiting on them
I think everybody's probably at work.
to grab their coffee.
They're trying to see where the boss is at before they sneak off to go watch a live feed from Reaper.
They're just going to the bath. They're all going to the bathroom to watch you in there.
Huh?
They're all going in the bathroom. To
I've heard tell of that.
Uh-huh. Good
Somebody
morning,
sent me a
Rodney.
message one time and said, "Man, I get tired of hiding in the."
Devin?
He said, "You got to be on time because I have to go to the bathroom to watch these." So when you're 20 minutes late, Stacy, you got some poor guy in the bathroom. Waiting.
Right. Right. Oh, you did something. You did
Do what?
something new to this motor.
Yeah, I'm mounting the coils and stuff.
To make it fuel injected.
Making it. Well, of course it's fuel injected. See my pretty little billet atomizer injector?
Let's see those. Let's check those out.
That was me doing all the work again, Stacy. If you were helping, you would know all this stuff that I've been doing to it.
This intake was pre-assembled. Hey, Matt, Bobby, we're just getting situated, waiting on you guys to wake up, let everybody have a chance to know we're live. I like your ATI shirt.
Do what?
I said somebody likes your ATI shirt.
I actually like ATI.
No, it's not a Hemi. Roger Gray, you can keep your 17 degrees in Ohio.
Woo! 17 degrees?
Yes.
Wow.
Good morning in Tennessee.
Well, guys, in Oklahoma, at this shop, it is a perfect 72 degrees. Thanks to central heat and air.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we
Still
doing?
kinda cold in here.
We doing Daily Driver 2.0 or Daily Driver? Which one you want to do? Stacy?
Let's do Daily Driver.
Really? And do Daily Driver before Daily Driver 2.0? We're going. Let's do Daily Driver 2.0.
And Big Tire Outlaw.
No. Big Tire Outlaw, we're going to have to save that for when we got some time with the list of rules that go with it. Outlaw Big Tire, oh wow. That's a lot.
I know, I almost forgot about it actually and hate to take a piece of paper, but we did it. We did it.
You want to do Outlaw Big Tire?
Me?
No, yeah, I'm telling what Outlaw Big.
I
Okay,
think-
Outlaw
I think
Big
you
Tire
should start
rules
with that.
are run what you brung.
Hope
I'm
you
out.
got enough.
That was the end of the live feed. That's all the rules. Okay.
And Daily Driver 2.0.
Oh, and Daily Driver 2.0. I was going to say, that's going to be
Yeah.
the shortest live feed in history.
Yeah.
You got your crowd?
I have a little bit of a crowd. There's not a lot of people up and about this morning.
Why not?
I
Well,
don't know.
probably because they're at work. Time is it?
Well, we've been consistent all week at 9:30, so I thought they would all.
Yeah, but nobody
know.
believes that shit as many times as you're late.
I know.
I mean, if you think about it, I say 9:30. I say 9, and you do 9:30. And if we say we're gonna do it, go live at 8, you're usually ready by 8:45. So pretty much kind of like that crying wolf crap. Everybody knows. Oh shit, we ain't gonna make it at 9:30. You watch, probably all your people are gonna go up at about 9:45 to 10,
Yeah.
and we'll already be off of here. Brantley.
Brantley's out there supervising.
Hey, Brantley, come here. Come here, let me ask you a question. What are you doing? Come over here. What are you doing? Are you telling everybody what to do out there?
Yeah.
How's that working out for you?
I was sleeping with Jordan.
You're sleeping with Jordan?
Yeah.
Are you getting the shop clean?
Yeah.
Well, hey, you gonna do the live feed with me?
No face.
Okay. Tell everybody bye then.
Bye.
Okay, we ready?
Yes, let's do this.
Let's do this. Everybody's gonna watch it tonight anyway.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other classes, the two classes I'm the most excited about is the Daily Driver and the Daily Driver 2.0. So we're gonna do Daily Driver 2.0 rules. These are for modified street cars. One power adder is allowed. That means, and that can mean if you got twins are allowed. If you got one turbo, one pro charger, one nitrous, not one nitrous kit, one nitrous. If it's power, if it's nitrous, it can be nitrous. No multiples, no blowers with nitrous, no turbochargers with nitrous, none of that. Factory style suspension, aftermarket bolt-on pieces. So that means, make this clear, no parallel 4-links or ladder bars. You can have a triangulated 4-link. So the limiting factor in a 4-link, a parallel 4-link, there's not one. And a triangulated 4-link, well, that's like a factory Mustang and all that. And there are some cars out there that they went with, well, my Chevy 2. And no, I didn't do the rules because of my Chevy 2, but it's got a triangulated 4-link in it, street rod, G-body. Actually, street rod used 4-bar, but like a Mustang. OEM style exterior. Why'd you write that? OEM style exterior. No,
I was just the type.
it's all OEM. That means the only thing that you can have on that car, fiberglass or composite, is a hood. That's it. No wings, no spoilers,
Unless
none
it's
of
a
that.
factory split.
Unless it's factory. It has to be a factory one. And we'll put some clarification out of these. Full upholstered interior. That means you have to have front seats, back seats, all of that. It has to be a full factory interior. Stock dash, no aluminum dashes, no carbon fiber dashes.
Door panels, all that.
Door panels, carpet, the whole 9 yards. You guys all know what this is about, but of course there's some of you that's gonna try to nitpick and try to figure out how to twist these rules, and it ain't gonna work, because I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm intending. If you got any questions, some guys sent some pictures of cars. I'm gonna look at them this evening and answer them back. The guys from Canada, there's a whole group of guys from Canada wanting to come race small tire. Which I'm pretty excited about that. When we raced Canada on the street, we had a lot of fun with those guys. So the OEM style exterior means, you know, a stock car. If you want the epiphany of that, if you go to the drag week rules for 850 class, that's pretty much the same thing. It's gonna be very restrictive. You can have whatever cubic inch motor, whatever you want, but you're gonna be restricted by the car being a real car. Full upholstered interior, all safety equipment. That means if it's fast enough to need cage, guys, you need to have cage in it. I can't have nobody getting hurt at one of these races. That's not the intent. So,
It's not required.
huh?
It's not required. Just if it's in there, it's fine. Is that right?
No, it's gonna have to meet safety standards for how fast the car is. All these rules
Okay.
will have to meet the safety standards. You can't show up with a 6.0 with a car.
Like my
That-
car's supercharged.
Yes.
It would be a Daily Driver 2.0 car.
Yes.
But I don't have a cage, but I can't drive
What?
it fast enough to need one.
That car will run fast enough to need one, and yes, you will have to have a cage.
Oh,
You
okay.
will have to have a roll bar in it, Stace.
Okay.
You ain't different from these rules as anybody else.
No, I know.
That if the car's fast enough to need it, it's got to have the safety equipment for how fast it runs.
Okay.
Because this is a safety factor, guys. I mean, I don't want to see nobody get hurt, nobody get killed. I mean, basically, this is the same as Super Street or True Street that everybody runs. Mini tubs allowed. It's got to be a DOT tire. The maximum tire size is a 29/12/50. has to be a DOT tire. You have to have a VIN number. It's got to be a real car. You have to have current tag, registration, and insurance. No chassis cars. No wheelie bars. And you have a limited cool down time. You must be able to hot lap that baby. And I'm going to make you hot lap it at some time. We're not doing this 20-mile drive and all that stuff. Because, hell, if I had the fuel capacity, I could drive Reaper for 20 miles. That don't mean it's a street car. It's a race car. So you may get called right back up to the lanes, do a fast draw, and show everybody. Because that's the thing, guys. If you've got a car that fits this, and this is a very important class to me. Because this is where you grad. Each one of these classes is a graduation of the next step in racing. You graduate to the next level. So, you guys know what we're looking for on these. These rules really shouldn't even, if everybody was true 100% racers that only cared about going out, having a good time racing and trying to win, we wouldn't have to do any of these rules. But those rules are going to be pretty restrictive. What?
Factory turbo with nitrous.
Absolutely not. You have one power adder.
Okay.
You have one power adder. If you got dual twin turbos, that's fine. But this 2.0 class is basically a lot like True Street, other than it's going to be. I want to see real cars, guys. I want in this class. This is a very important class to me. This class and Daily Driver are very important because this is what we're trying to. You guys, you've heard me say it every time. We're not trying to make drag racing. I'm not even going to use that phrase. We're just trying to make everybody want to
bring
come
everybody
do
back
it.
to the track.
I'm trying to get everybody back to the track, guys. I want everybody to come out, have a good time, race your cars, and have fun. That's why we're going to have a car show at every one of them. I mean, we're going to try to have something for everybody to where when we do this, we're there to have fun. And that's what this is about. It's there to have fun. That class is going to be like the blue Camaro or like the Chevy too. You know, that now if you do have a car, there's clarification need to put in there. If you have a car, and some people are going to say, oh, that's a power adder. But if you have a car that has a turbo on it or a factory turbo or supercharged car and you're turning the boost up on it, in all fairness, you need to be able to have a methanol kit on it to use like an intercooler. Not run on methanol. These are not methanol powered cars.
Just like our Corvette was.
Huh?
Just like our Corvette was.
Like the Corvette. Yeah. I have no intercooler on the Chevy 2. It has methanol. It has a methanol injection kit. Methanol injection kit will be allowed on a car like that. But here's the thing, guys, you know, and you can, and in 2.0 you can run race fuel. If you can run I'm not saying methanol is not allowed, but you better be ready when you come off that return road for somebody to be standing at your pit and flag you right back up there. And if you're running a methanol car, you are not going to have time to refuel it. Because that's the thing. I'll restrict the cloud. I'll make it to where you can't get back up there. Everybody knows what this is about. Let's do this and let's have fun at it and do what a lot of people are missing. Let's make this about racing and about having fun. Everybody that's trying to cheat in the class, I don't know what your point is. Because I'm not going to allow it. If I catch you cheating, you're going to be banned from the series. And you won't be welcome at any race that I do ever in life, because we're there to have fun, guys. We're there to get everybody, and I'm with my sponsors and manufacturers to try to put a package together for everybody that at the end of it, whoever wins the points, we get you gift cards or gift certificates, and it's going to be specific to the class. If you're in Daily Driver, and when I tell you the rules, but like 2.0, let's say in 2.0, you decide all of a sudden, hey, I want to go up to the next level. I want to go into big tire. Well, I'm going to talk to my buddy Clayton at Chassis Engineering, get him to give you guys a gift certificate or Strange or somebody to help you put a bigger tire on the car. You know, at least get you started that direction if that's what you decide to do. That's the whole point. Everybody to get in a car and get out there and have fun. All the cars from 2.0 will have to drive into the track under your own power. That is a non-negotiable deal. I'm not saying you got to drive the car 50 miles to get there. I want that car coming through that gate under its own power. because I don't think there'd be a cooler deal than to have all the daily driver cars and all the daily driver car 2.0 cars sitting there with no trailers. And not saying you can't unload it 4 or 5 miles down the road and drive it in. I don't care. But it has to come through that gate under its own power. And we're going to be watching for that, and we're going to have people, probably going to be filming that. No, ourselves, not TV show, but I would love to have a picture at every race of all the daily driver and 2.0 cars with no trailers in their pit. You know, you park the trailer. I mean, if you drop it off down the road, we'll find a place to put your car and trailer. We're not gonna have everybody, because I know some of you guys are gonna be traveling for a long ways, and you gotta have a truck and trailer there. But it would be cool when to look out there in the pit and see a whole bunch of cars that are real street cars driven by real people that race. However, that's the idea behind it. But you have to drive in under your own power. And somebody's gonna be watching. I promise you, you will not you're gonna have to come in there under your own power. Anything else?
Payout on this class.
Do what?
Is there a payout on this class?
There is gonna be a payout on this class.
And this is also points.
This is also
You can
points.
Chase all 11.
This is gonna be we haven't quite worked out. You know what? I'll just work it out. Whoever wins this class, I will pay $1,000, $1,500. I'll pay $1,500. We'll make it $1,500 plus the trophy.
Okay.
And whoever wins the whole series, you get one of the trophies built out of Reaper parts. Because we're going to build one of those for each one. You know, big, small, all the way down. So I'm going to do it for every one of them. It's going to be a points-based race.
Taking any of your races to Texas.
We do not have Texas on the schedule, guys. Do not have them on the schedule. I'm trying to go where no prep hadn't been, guys, because I want this thing to grow. I want you guys to make it grow. It's just like a guy sent me a message that said, man, he said, you got more top fans than anybody else. I've said it from the beginning. I've got 50,000 plus of the baddest ass fans somebody can ask for. And that's what this is about. This is about getting all you guys, even if you don't have a car, I'm going to get you running down that racetrack. If you show up at the race, unless you took a Greyhound bus, I'm going to fucking tell you, go get your shit, get it in Daily Driver. Get down that racetrack. Go see what it's all about.
Can I pull a small trailer with tools behind their daily?
Oh, absolutely.
And is this affiliated with No Prep Kings?
Nope. This is not No Prep Kings. This is not No Prep Kings. You can have, in 2.0, you can bring your car on a trailer. You have to unload it, and you have to drive it into that racetrack. You have to drive it at least a mile into the racetrack. That's all you got to do. You can stop at the store, at the gas station down the corner for all I care. Your truck and trailer can follow you in. I don't care. But I want to see cars coming in under their own power, because that's what I want to take fucking pictures of. Ooh, slipped one.
That's the only one of the whole
Woo!
one.
God, I'm doing good.
I mean, the only one.
Wow. Because this is something this is something I have put a lot of thought, a lot of effort into, is trying to make this to where so there's something for everybody. 2.0 cars, I think, is going to be great, because the guys in Daily Driver are going to be looking to you 2.0 guys. They're going to be going, this is where I'm going to be next year. So everybody here, every one of these classes, everybody says, you know, I look up to you. Well, everybody is going to look up to that next class. The guy in Daily Driver is not looking up to me because he knows he's not going to be there for a long time. But he's going to be looking at you 2.0 guys. And you guys need to build you a fan base. If them guys come over with their Daily Drivers that's very restrictive and want to ask you questions about your car, tell them about your car. Tell them what you've done. Tell them how you started the same way as they did. Because we all started with a Daily Driver. We all started because we had jobs, we had families. Some people still do. And that's all you could do. I remember my Chevy 2 that was the fastest street car in the United States. Ron Sabre had just won a 986. I'd been running 950s in my car. But that car, I literally have to I had to take a part off of it, sell it to be able to upgrade it.
Or self-modify it.
Or build it. Or build it. So that's kind of the thing about all this. And I looked up to the guys I was looking at the guys that were the next ones up. So there weren't a whole bunch of big tire cars back then. But that Chevy 2, my original Chevy 2, it had a straight axle, 4-wheel drum brakes, tires stuck out that far. I had a 29 1150 tire that stuck out of it that far.
It was sketchy.
Oh, it was sketchy at best. I look back at that, and I'm thinking, oh, I used to steer it, the car. That was NOS had actually, Mike Thermos from NOS had actually sponsored that car to run in one of the fastest street car shootouts. This is what started my problem with NHRA, because they would not. It was at Thunder Valley with a previous owner, my hometown track, and they would 1 week before that. This is how far my deal with Oklahoma City goes back. All those guys protested because I didn't have a 990 license, and I never turned the clocks on. Everybody always wondered what that car ran. Len Greco was putting on the fastest street car shootout, first one in Oklahoma. We just put the fogger, and that car was the first car ever to have a big shot plate. It was still, they'd never even offered it up for sale. It was still in R&D. And Mike Thermos, I still have that fogger in my original big shot plate that he sponsored for me. But I turned loose the button on the car. The car had ran back then. The best time it'd run was a 982 at 147. That pass, it went 977 at 124. 800 feet, it was against, or about 700 feet, it was on the rev limiter, and I was out of the throttle at 800 feet.
You were quarter mile racing.
That was quarter mile racing back then, and I came back and told, once was a great friend of mine, Ron Shores, I said, hey, man, dude, this bitch is gonna fly. Because I was only on the fogger, I was only on one. And it had a fogger and a big shot. That was even back when nitrous tuning was way ass backwards from what it is right now. That's back when you ran a 32 nitrous jet, you ran a 36 fuel jet, which is way backwards from what it is now. But that's how long ago that was, with a 427 or 434 inch, 440, 60 over 427. But straight axle that had been narrowed out of a van. Yeah, it was sketchy at best. But the car ran 977 at 124 mile an hour. They turned the red lights on, came down and said, we need to see your license. I was 17 years old at the time, 18 years old. I think I was 18. I pull out my wallet, handed my driver's license. I said, that's the first. They said, oh no, we need to see your 990 license. I said, what? What's that? I didn't know. I'd been street racing. I'd street raced my whole life. And they would not allow me to race in that race. It was a week later. And I said, what do you got to do to get this license? And I found out you had to submit a physical and you had to make these passes. And there was no way I had time. And I said, well, what about the other guys? I said, because I know there's some of those cars, they ain't as fast as this one, but I know there's a few of them that went into the nines. They said, oh, they all went and got their license 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that was the first fucking I got from the 405. So, but it was an NHRA deal. They were trying to get their NHRA sanction, and he said, I love watching that car. I said, dude, I had been in the nines in this car for 2 years. He said, but you never let the lights be shown. So as soon as I lit that scoreboard for the first time, I couldn't run it. And Steve Hand won that year with a 989. So that's how far this thing goes back with me. And 405.
And
So-
HRA.
At NHRA. That's what started the deal with NHRA, because even Mike Thermos had called NHRA and said, is there anything we can do? And they said, no, absolutely not. If he don't have a license, even though they knew I'd been racing that car, running that fast, that long, and I called them and begged them. I said, guys, listen, I'll get a license. I give you my word. I'll fill out the paperwork. Let me run this race. I just showed everybody what my car runs, and I street raced the car, and I want to do this. And they said, no. I called them the next day, said, please, no. You will have to have a 990 license, and your car will have to meet certification. It'll have to do this. It'll have to do that. It'll have to do that.
Was your car met certification?
Huh? Did that car meet what certification?
Exactly.
Back then, it actually would have certified
Even if you
because
had the license, would it
because
be
in
certified?
actuality, when before that race, and I'm gonna say this because he and I don't even speak anymore. Don Dial told me, he said that car's not safe, but he said let me help you or let me put a cage in it, and we added 285 feet of roll cage to that car before that race because he said you're gonna get killed in this, and I don't want you to get hurt. And Don went down there, and Don Dial helped me with that. But actually, Don did it. He added the roll cage, tying that car up to where, yes, that car would have actually 850 certed. Actually, it would have been a 750 cert back then because it was a mild steel car. So, yeah, actually, that car would certify back then.
Back then.
Nowadays, I don't think it'd make a 990 certification. Had the cage, but I don't think some of the shit that I had in that car was quite legal. I mean, I had 3 Holly blue pumps on it with 9/16 copper tubing out of the hardware store. Because back then it was cheaper than Moroso line that was $40 a roll.
Oh, Lord.
And I could not afford $40 a roll. I had a brand new baby girl, and I was every dime I went to pay my bills. So everybody thinks I just popped up and had money. That's not the case. I mean, I've worked my ass off to get where I'm at today. But I remember those times that, I mean, I ran 3 Holly fuel pumps on that thing. One for one kit, one for the other. And my fuel cell was a Doom Buggy gas tank.
Oh my God.
I didn't have money to buy a fuel cell. When I graduated up to the nitrous ran off a Doom Buggy fuel cell, and I actually bought a fuel cell at a swap meet for $25. Had to save up for a week to buy the foam to put in it, because I tried to race it without the foam, and I found out there's a reason they put foam in fuel cells back then.
What's that?
Keep fuel from fucking pouring out of the car.
It's probably
That car was pretty
good
sketchy.
reason. Yeah.
It's pretty sketchy. I have steered and that was with, I foot braked that car. That car 120, 160 foot off a foot brake. Actually, no, went 119 on that pass. It went 119 off of a foot brake. I didn't even know what trans brake was. Everybody's going, you need a brake in that car. I said, I got one, 4 of them, one on each tire. Hey, I was 17 with a 9-second car I built. So, and back in the mid 80s, actually early 80s, somewhere in there.
Late 80s.
Huh?
It'd be late 80s.
I was racing that car in 85. That's mid 80s, 86. Anyway, so whatever it was. So there's my history with that. And I remember when I went to the racetrack, I was looking at guys with big tired cars and stuff. So, and by no means, and here's the thing, here's the funny thing about that car, 12.5 to 1, 460 over 427, cast iron cylinder heads on it. And when I went to move, my truck was all I had to move with. So this car didn't have a back seat in it, but it had a piece of plywood back there in the back that was covered in carpet. And my wife at the time, Mona, drove that car with all our clothes and shit inside. And then she'd come back and she'd load up all the pots and pans. We used that car to also move in. And she drove that car back then. 456 gear in it. I drove that car everywhere. I did not know that you couldn't drive a 456 gear down the highway at 70 mile an hour, because I did it all the time. All right, guys, I'm out of here. There's some old school Reaper history, and we're out.